Here's why you need more wrist lag in your golf swing. Lag is a term that gets thrown about all over the place. People think about club lag, people think about arm lag, but very, very rarely does wrist lag get spoken about. And out of the three, that is definitely the most important thing to do in order to deliver a consistent contact, deliver a consistent club face, and also get really, really solid compressed iron shots. So in golf, if we think of the levers that we have, we've got this lever here, which is your arm, and we've got this lever here, which is the club. There needs to be an element of loading your levers, which is going to come through some wrist movement, and there's going to be an unloading of your levers. And generally what happens is, if someone is struggling with their ball striking, they are either or both not loading their levers effectively. So they bring it back with very little hinge, or they might bend their left arm and they don't load for power and load for strike, and they unload too early. So that club starts to release, this left arm and the club shaft become a straight line far, far too quickly. So they're unloading their wrists, they're unloading their arm. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but if you do them together, the low point's going to be compromised, you're going to strike the ground before the ball, you're going to add loft, poor club face control. And this is the most common thing that I would see with someone struggling with strike, is that very early release, that very early unloading of that right wrist. So how do we fix that, and how do we strike the ball a lot better? So what we need to understand is why that happens. So sometimes that can occur because of the face being so open at the top. So if that is the case, check out some other videos on how to get a better club face in the backswing, trying not to have it so open. But generally what we want to feel when we're coming down, in terms of the loading pattern, we want to feel that we keep this right wrist bent back for much, much longer. So what we want to feel if we just think about your right hand for a minute, obviously we've got it set up here. We want to start bending it back so the palm faces the floor. So we've started that loading of the right wrist. We would continue to turn, the arm's going to flex slightly. This right wrist stays loaded and bent back to the point where the palm faces up towards the sky. That's something that's going to get your club face in a good position. But then what we want to feel is, yes, this right arm might straighten slightly, but we're trying to delay this unloading. We don't want the wrist to go at the same time as the arm. We want to keep this wrist bent back. We want to face it away from us, down towards the floor, which helps keep the club face square to slightly closed. And then we're rotating through the ball, and we're going to unload much, much closer to the ball rather than early in the downswing. That is going to be key to getting more shaft lean, less loft, more compression, and then the straight line here happens after impact. And that's going to be absolutely crucial to striking those iron shots better. If we go here and we unload too early, we are going to hit some pretty poor shots. We've hit the ground before the ball there. We're going to have inconsistent contact. We really need to feel that right wrist staying bent back. So here, wrist back. There, bend that wrist back. Way more solid in terms of strike. So a really good analogy, and something that nearly every single person has done, is skim a stone. So if you were going to skim a stone, the last thing that you would do, if you were trying to throw this way as far as you could, the last thing you would do would be to release that right hand. You would throw the stone right down in front of you, and it's not going to go very far. The golf swing is exactly the same. You want to hold on to that, and if you were skimming a stone, you would release that right wrist so much later in order to project that forward. Exact same when you're swinging a golf club. So as you can see here in the video, here's the slow-mo of us driving the lower body, keeping this load, and then letting it go. So that's what I want you to try and think about, is skim the stone, keep the load in this right wrist for a lot longer, try and get that feeling into your golf swing, try and feel that you keep this right wrist locked back as the right arm moves in front. So that stays back, we're not letting this go, and that's definitely going to lead to a lot more good strikes. So 2 of my favourite ways to get this feel, as well as obviously feeling like you're going to skim the stone, feel like you keep that right wrist back. There's a drill called the Hell Drill, which is created by Scott Cowkes. Fantastic drill. The reason it's called the Hell Drill is because it is so difficult. But basically what you do is you place your left hand on the club, put your right hand out really straight, and try and learn to hit a ball from there. What it's going to stop is, it's going to stop that club shaft releasing too early, and it's going to help you push down and lean the shaft forward and keep the load into that right wrist. So the best thing would be to start with a few half swings to try and get that feel. And what it will feel like is you're going to use your body more and use your wrists less. From there, that's what you want to try and feel. This right palm stays on the grip, load the wrist and unload much later. Another one of my favourites is the Precision Impact from Pure Swing products. The really cool thing about this training aid is it teaches you how to load your wrists and it teaches you how to hold that angle rather than releasing it too early and struggling with your strike. So as you can see here, it's got 2 loopholes for the index finger and the middle finger. Pop that on, strap it around your forearm, and we are on. So as we can hear, it's got that audio feedback. That's the cool thing about it. When this right wrist loads, this starts to click. And it's really good feedback as to, it helps us load the wrist and then lag the wrist. So we're going to unload this, have a couple of practice swings, really get that training aid starting to click and set nice and early. And then we want to lag that wrist as we're approaching impact. So we're on, load, and lag. Load the wrist, lag the wrist. More shaft lean, more compression, much better contact, and a lot more distance. If you're looking to try out one of these, check out the description link below. I have a discount code in there for you. So if you click that link, use that discount code, you can check one of these out, and it definitely is one of the best training aids that I've used to get that feeling of how your wrists should load and how your wrist should lag. So takeaways from this video, don't be thinking too much about club lag. Don't be thinking too much about arm lag, because that could get the arm stuck into the body. Think more about wrist lag. Load that right wrist back, hold that right wrist back, and start to strengthen your club face, strike the ball better, deliver less loft rather than more loft, and get more consistent ball striking. So give that a try. If you've liked this video, click that like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you stick around weekly for 2 golf tips every single week. If you're looking for any freebies in return, check out just over here. That's where you can get a free golf lesson from me via the Skillest app. So you click that link in the description, send me some of your swings, and you can get some personalised feedback to help you with your golf. There's another couple of freebies in there, but check those out. Check out that description link if you're looking for a discount on one of these, and try out that wrist lag and enjoy much better ball striking with your irons.